Carabao Cup EFL Cup Newcastle United vs Brentford prediction, team news, lineups preview. Newcastle United welcome Brentford to St James Park in the EFL Cup quarter-finals on Wednesday. It is not even 2 weeks since the Bees beat Newcastle 4-2 at the G-Tech in the Premier League, but there were differing fortunes for them both over the weekend. Match preview. After a 4-game winless run, Newcastle boss Eddie Howe earned a crucial 3 points that has quietened the critics for now, beating Leicester City 4-0 over the weekend. The Magpies were dominant throughout against a beleaguered Leicester, registering an XG of 3.8 from their 27 shots, 11 of which were on target. Newcastle remain in the bottom half despite that win though, with the 4-2 loss at Brentford contributing to their slide down the table. One thing going in Howe's favour is their performance in the EFL Cup so far, where they have already beaten 2 in-form Premier League sides. In round 2, Howe's men got the better of Nottingham Forest at the City Ground, before beating Chelsea's Cup team in the 4th round here at St James Park. A delayed encounter with AFC Wimbledon saw them given home advantage after the lower league opponents had their pitch ruined following adverse weather. But Howe was very critical of his players despite a 1-0 win, but nonetheless, it has helped them towards yet another quarter-final. In Howe's first full season in charge in 2022-23, he led Newcastle to the final, and only penalties saw them eliminated at this stage away to Chelsea last season. It will reach 7 decades without a domestic trophy by the time the final comes around for Newcastle. But Brentford are eyeing up their first ever major honour, following a stratospheric rise under Thomas Frank over the last half-decade. They have already made their best start to a Premier League season, despite losing 2-1 at Chelsea on Sunday night, sitting just 5 points short of the top 4 heading towards the midway point. A win here will also equal their best EFL Cup performance, which was a semi-final appearance in 2020-21, ending in defeat over 2 legs against Tottenham Hotspur. It was at this hurdle where the Bees fell last season, going down to eventual finalists Chelsea. And Frank will hope that a similar fate does not beset them in their first meeting with a Premier League side in the competition this season. Brentford got the better of Colchester United and Leyton Orient to reach round 4, where Sheffield Wednesday awaited, and despite a dominant display on home soil, they needed penalties to see off the championship outfit. On the road, form must improve if they are to have any chance here, considering they are yet to win in the league away from the G-Tech this season, with their solitary point coming at a struggling Everton. Team news. Nick Pope is set to miss the next few weeks with a knee injury, but that had no effect at the weekend, as Martin Dubravka stepped in and helped Newcastle to their first clean sheet in 6 matches. Defensive duo Emil Croft and Sven Botman are expected to return shortly into the new year, with Jamal Lascelles a little further back in his recovery, and Callum Wilson is the other current absentee in what has been yet another injury-hit campaign for the attacker. Joe Linton was criticised publicly by manager Howe for picking up a caution just moments after being told to watch his step against Leicester on Saturday, and that has triggered a suspension. But it will be served against Ipswich Town at the weekend instead, with yellow card bans not carrying into cup competitions. Brentford were able to welcome Vitaly Janelt to the squad at the weekend, and he came off the bench in the second half, but Matthias Jensen is still just short of being fit enough to make a comeback of his own. Frank made tactical changes for the trip to Stamford Bridge compared to the team that beat Newcastle in the league. And after a spirited effort against Chelsea, he is set to stick with the same system, as is customary in away games for Brentford. Elsewhere on the injury front, Josh Da Silva, Rico Henry and Aaron Hickey will be out until 2025, with an update on the latter not expected for a little while. Newcastle United possible starting lineup: Dubravka, Trippier, Schär, Byrne, Hall, Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, Joelinton, Barnes, Isaac, Gordon. Brentford possible starting lineup: Flecken, Roerslev, Collins, Mee, Van den Berg, Yarmoliuk, Janelt, Mbumo, Carvalho, Lewis Potter, Shade. We say, Newcastle United 2-0 Brentford. This competition has proven to be Howe's forte at Newcastle, and a slightly favourable draw should see them reach just a third EFL Cup semi-final. With only 3 wins on the road in 13 months against Premier League opposition, Brentford will need to sort out their away day blues here if they are to replicate the fine win they enjoyed against Newcastle less than 2 weeks ago. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.